Here we are again with another progression video. Today is October the 25th, 2025. So as you can see right over there, that tree is fiery red. So we're starting to get some leaves changing. It's just now starting. Well, you can see that one, some of them is starting to change. So here we are, fall. I mean, it's already started, but just had to wait for the, what do you call it? The sap to start running low so the leaves can change. And of course, it's 50 something degrees out here at almost 11 o'clock. Yesterday it was, I don't think it got above 71. I don't even think it got up to 70. It stayed right around the upper 60s and then just started dropping back again. Cloud cover was the number one reason why. But you can tell fall is definitely feeling the effects of it. Now, this is where we're coming up. It's the end of October already. So this is where we'll start could see some pretty major setups if we do. Well, actually, no, it happens November, December too. Oh, my damn back's killing me. Hanging out with the pups. Look at Bo. He's like, can we go in? Bo, no, don't start. But we could see the starting of some major setups. We was in that last setup that was a was it a 2%? But it wasn't over us. It stayed out west, out towards west and middle Tennessee, and which nothing really come about that one. Yesterday they had a slight risk in western and central Texas, and then today they have a slight risk in East Texas and Louisiana and parts of western Mississippi. And then tomorrow I think it's eastern Mississippi and southern Alabama. It's slowly making its way, but it's down there near the coast, near the Gulf, where it normally is during the fall and winter. Now you can get setups that, spread northward, and that's where we get some of our severe weather during the fall. So don't know how it's going to turn out this year, but so far it's been fairly quiet. But it's just now the peak of second season. So we'll start getting, maybe we'll get into some big setups, and maybe we'll get in some really cold air. So we'll have to see what happens. I know we're supposed to have a slow warming trend, but it turned from summer to winter quickly, or summer to fall quickly. It didn't, there wasn't no slow transition of, 90s one day, upper 80s the next day, slowly over time. No, it just, it was a fairly, we had that one setup, and then after that, we haven't warmed up yet. We haven't really warmed up yet, is what I mean. We get a few warm afternoons, and I mean barely warm. Like yesterday, it was supposed to be 70, but it wasn't. Yesterday it stayed in the upper 60s and then dropped back down. It was the coolest day. It never did. And today it feels cloudy. Well, it is cloudy. It doesn't feel cloudy. It is cloudy, and it's in the mid 50s there at 11 o'clock. So So it ain't warming up hardly at all yet. Now that can change this evening. There's our banana tree. It's still loud and proud. But first hard freeze. Now, what day was it? Thursday, I think it was. Wednesday and Thursday, when I come out to get in the car, there was frost on the window. It broke apart easily. It's really, really thin frost on the window, but it still was there. So we'll have to see how this winter goes. But anyway, we have a lot of cool air aloft and at the surface. No, you know, dew points and heat yet. You know, that can change in November, and it can get colder in November too. December we can get some decent setups possibly, and it's mostly a west and middle Tennessee type thing. And then the storms can move out of there and give another reinforced cold. So, but anyway, hi Delilah, how are you, girl? She's like, what are you doing? Well, I'm always sitting around in on Delilah. But you can see a lot of the leaves has fell. And I think this is leaves from them trees back there blowing up here. And whenever, after Halloween, I might make one more, because see, the grass really ain't all that thick like it is in the spring and summer. And I can make one more swipe with the lawnmower, and that'll be it for the year. I'd say about one more mowing. And that'll be it. If we get any solid cold temperatures, that'll, you know, it'll kill it off. You don't have to worry about mowing no more. So now it's just a season of going to get pellets, which can be almost as equally annoying as mowing. You know, not because of the lawnmower, but because of just the time it takes away from me doing nothing. Me doing videos. Ain't hardly no bugs out either. You know, you don't see a large amount of this is starting to die off. You can see it's not looking as pretty as it was. But this is a normal, typical fall. It ain't like last year that it stayed warm all the way up until the end of November. You know, this year it's turning off kind of cool, a normal, typical fall. You know, I've already changed into my pants and 2 shirts. You know, no coat yet. It ain't cold enough to really have a coat just yet. So, but anyway, here it is. Like I said, this is a typical fall. You know, the leaves are starting to change. It's getting marked cool. You know, it's not cold yet, like winter. It's cool. As somebody who's not used to cold, you know, who's used to the heat, you know, it's kind of cool for me then. And I'm getting older, so it's, you know, I'm starting to feel it a little bit more. Every year I feel it a little bit more. You know, that cold air doesn't hurt per se. It's colder than it used to be when I was in my 20s. Now, when I was in my 20s, oh yeah, I'd be out here and it'd be, you know, 2 degrees there, and I'd be like, yeah, it's fine. It's normal. Ain't it, Bo? Bo's like, whatever you say, let's just go inside. You can see our normal marked stuff over here, our big mess. Which, like last year, this year the same way. All I gotta do is take that chainsaw, that electric chainsaw that I got, and just swap through, and you can easily cut all this down within 20 minutes and clean it out and set it over there for the fire. So, oh, somebody's watching you. But yeah, I'll cut this down too. I don't think I need to cut Crystal's roses down, even though they're still blooming. This one bloomed earlier in the year, earlier during the spring, and a little bit of the summer, and then it started getting eaten up by bugs, and then it stopped blooming. But I still need to, it's all spraddled out. I need to cut that maple tree out in the center, and I'll dig that out. You can see where the old ones were down in there. And of course I didn't weed eat around it a lot. And Mom didn't weed around it. There's our garden. Tomatoes still going strong. Strawberries producing a lot. So I mean, they're good there. We got our morning glories over here. Covering up. That's good. Nice. Oh, there goes Bojama. Looking for a place to pee-pee. He ain't gonna produce any pee-pee. Yeah, you can see a lot of the wrinkles. You can see a lot of the, I mean, a lot of things turning, you know, different colors. I think I'm gonna take it. What are you looking at? He said, I'm looking at you. What are you doing? I'm gonna take a trip to Indian Boundary in Tellico, which is up in the mountains, and look at the leaves there and see how they have turned. Because I remember one year me and Mom took a trip up there and drove around the Indian Boundary. Oh man, it was beautiful. I need to put some air on my tires tonight or this evening. I need to just fix that tire, that way I don't have to worry about it going down. See our decorations. Like I said, the grass is not growing very good. Mom's little tree over here, her little lemon tree. It's supposed to be a orange tree, but it didn't work out. She found out it was a lemon tree. She's been babying it for a while, but it's growing new growth, and it's got all kinds of bugs on it. It's got the old growth down there. Say it's a lemon tree. When you, oh my Lord, it's the dogs. Oh, but anyway, I figured I'd do a progression video showing everything going on. You can see the banana tree's been kind of shredded by wind. We've had a few windy days, so it's been shredded up. I mean, it's pretty though. Nice and tropical looking. But we'll see how this fall and winter goes. And like I said, this is a typical fall. You know, it gets, you know, it's getting cool at the right times. It's not getting cold like it was that one year. I think it was 2023 or one of the 2020s there. At early October, we had a hard freeze, and it just stayed cold the whole year around. And I don't think we had a lot of snow, but we had a lot of cold weather. We didn't have a lot of warm days like we, you know, it got cold early. But now this is a typical fall. You know, it's getting cool at the right time. Leaves are changing, you know, the normal. Oh, It's Bojama. Dun dun dun. Dun, 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 dun. It's Delilah. Dun 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 dun. Dog is like, man, why do we live here? We should just run away. What are you doing over there a little bit? But yeah, so we'll see how the rest of it goes. If it stays cool, it's colder and colder, and then, you know, I've seen things that we've supposed to have a colder than normal winter and a more snowier winter. I've seen the persimmon seed that's cut in half and it's been spooned, so that means they have to dig out snow. What are you doing there a little bit? Getting close to the road, girl. You don't want to get close to that road. No, ma'am. You don't want to. She's like, I'm mad. You see her fat and running, jiggling back and forth. Oh, my toe. But yeah, we'll have to see if it gets colder and colder. Like I said, I've seen the persimmon seeds. It's been cut in half and they've been spooned. So we've, you know, it says we're going to be digging out snow. I've seen them before there, and it hadn't been, you know, we didn't dig out snow. We had one good snow and that was about it. And I don't know if it was talking about that particular snow. I know last year we had two, well, you can see my videos on it. Showed the 2 snows that we had and how cold it was. I don't know, last winter it got cold right around the 27th of November, actually the 28th. And then we had, you know, a bunch of cold days, and we had the 2 snows, and then it started warming up in February and we had some severe weather. And well, we actually had a big warm up right at the end of December, and then we had some severe weather. And then January it stayed cold, and then at the beginning of February we had some warm up and some severe weather. And then late February we had it started warming up a little bit, and we had Easter lilies starting to come out, and I'm like, yep, coming up with the early spring. And sure enough, it got warmer and warmer, and then we started having severe weather in early March. So it wasn't like, you know, the year before, which I didn't do videos then there. I've done videos starting in 2024. Actually, March of 2024. And we did have a couple of severe weather days. We had marginal rest, slight. We had a moderate. I think 2 moderates. I think maybe 3. You know, it seemed like a, you know, it wasn't too severe. Not like this year. This year we had a lot more tornadoes than we did the year before. We had a lot of damaging wind in 2024 there. We had a lot of tornadoes this year. A lot more tornadoes than normal. And of course, we had our first EF5 in, you know, a while. We had it in North Dakota, which is weird. It's not your typical area of tornadoes. You know, your typical area would be Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Nebraska. But North Dakota, they do get them. And they get the EF5s too. They got the Fargo, North Dakota EF5. You know, Nebraska, they get, you know, a lot of, you know, places up there get tornadoes. But Oklahoma and Kansas and Texas, Iowa can be the king too. They have a lot of, and then east of the Mississippi River, you can get, you know, some pretty big tornadoes. Now, Alabama, Mississippi, down in Dixie Alley, you know, yeah, you know, that's a given there, especially that close to the Gulf of Mexico. You know, the Delta and stuff, they get a lot of severe weather. But anyway, we'll see how this rest of this fall goes in the winter. See if we get in any setups. If we do, I'll make a screen recording video, you know, of any major setups. Them little weak ones, the marginals and the slides, you know, no. If you get anything like an enhance or something like that, I might make a screen recording video. Anything above an enhance, oh yeah, definitely. What you doing, Bo? What? He said I'm ready to go in. Damn it. But anyway, I'll probably see you in the next video.